It impressed me a lot. It warmed my heart, and I thought, wow, such a beautiful woman is interested in meeting me. Well, how lucky can I possibly be? So I thought I had to join OZMATCH. One of the best things I've ever done.
こんにちは。I'm Misao, a Japanese matchmaker and the CEO of OZMATCH. OZMATCH is a licensed introduction agency based in Queensland, Australia, supporting Australian single men and Japanese single women who are looking for a long-term relationship. Today, I'd like to introduce one of our successful couples, Garry and Hiromi. They met during the pandemic and they couldn't meet for 14 months because the border was closed. There are two questions that I'd like to ask you today. Do you think it's possible to fall in love with someone you haven't met in person yet? What do you think? If you say, yes, Misao, it's easy, then next question is, do you think you can maintain a good relationship with someone for 14 months just online? Just online. What do you think? I'm going to ask Garry and Hiromi if that is possible.
Hi, Garry-san and Hiromi-san. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, and I'm so excited to interview you both. So, Garry-san, can I ask you how you met Hiromi?
Okay, I met Hiromi at an OZMATCH speed dating event back in September 2020.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember I had a great time talking to all the Japanese ladies there. A work colleague told me about it, and I decided to go along for a bit of fun. And I got to meet lovely Hiromi, or as her name was at the time, Francesca.
Francesca, yes, that was her profile name.
And we had a bit of a chat. And then after the session, I got an email from Misao saying that this lady called Francesca wanted to meet me. And then I sort of thought about it a little bit, and I thought about it a little bit more. And then you came back and said, she wants to meet you. And then I found out that she had sent you a video.
Yes.
Where she introduced herself to me. So I decided I should join OZMATCH.
Yes, I remember that when Hiromi asked me, Misao-san, I'd like to send a message to Garry-san. Can I do this? And in OZMATCH, no one did it in the past. And I thought, oh, wow. But that's a great idea. So I said, yes, do it, please. And she made a video. And I'm sure, Garry-san, you watched again and again. Am I correct?
Yes, I watched it so many times. I really enjoyed it. And I could tell that Hiromi put in so much effort in the video because her English was not as good at the time as it is now. And she told me how much she had practiced. So it shows how interested she was in meeting me. So I was so impressed with that. So it's one thing about Hiromi that's impressed me is how she tries hard to make a good impression.
That video impressed you a lot.
It impressed me a lot. It warmed my heart, and I thought, wow, such a beautiful woman is interested in meeting me. Well, how lucky can I possibly be? So I thought I had to join OZMATCH. And then a month after speed dating, we had our omi-ai, Hiromi and I, and that was great. And not only did we have an omi-ai, but that night we had line chat for about 2 hours. And
after the omi-ai?
Yes, after omi-ai. And then the following day, on Sunday, we chatted more on line chat. And over time, we started speaking on Zoom, and Hiromi's English got better and she got more confident with her English. And we started to understand each other better because she was talking to me so often, she got used to my voice. and I got used to listening to her voice, and her English has improved so much. Everybody who has met Hiromi is impressed with her English.
I'm the one of them, and I think you gave something big present to her. Hiromi-san, what was it?
I got so big present, and Gary sent me for learning English forever.
Gary-san, I think you didn't expect or you didn't plan to meet Japanese women until you met Hiromi.
So I was not expecting to meet anybody. I just went along for fun, and I enjoyed so much. So it turns out to be one of the best things I've ever done. So I'm very happy about that.
Gary-san, would you please describe how your life changed before you met Hiromi and after you met Hiromi?
Well, I've been living alone for many, many years, and I haven't had a partner for quite a while. And so I was sort of getting used to living as a solitary life. And then, so I just sort of go and do my own thing, get into routine. And then when I met Hiromi, everything changed, of course.
Yeah.
And of course, meeting for the first time in person was a bit scary, but because we'd been talking on Zoom for so long, we got to know each other so well. When we actually met, it was like I'd known her for such a long time anyway. So it was no surprises when I met Hiromi, and she was exactly as I'd seen on Zoom, speaking to her for 14, 15 months on Zoom.
14 or 15 months. Wow.
So there's no surprises because we spent so much time talking to each other, getting to know each other. One of the good things about not being able to meet each other for so long is we got to know each other a lot better. We had our ups and downs, but overall we knew that we were interested in each other, that we gradually grew to love each other, and that it was worth the wait. So when Hiromi finally arrived in February, it was our dream come true. We've been waiting for so long.
So Hiromi-san, same question to you. Before you met Gary-san and now after you met Gary-san, how your life has changed?
Then after I met him, I found so I can enjoy the even small things. So I feel so happy. And sometimes he send me big present.
Yes.
Jewelry or flowers.
Wow.
And teddy bear or
and I think poem.
Haiku. He sent me letters and card.
Hiromi-san, I remember that you received letter from Gary-san, and then you asked him to read it, like send you the voice message, and when you listen to on the way to the office in the bus or train, you listen to, and you just cry and cry for so happy. And would you please tell the story? That was so beautiful.
I asked him for reading his letter. That was 6 pages or 7 pages. You sent me.
Wow. So Gary-san, you wrote 6 or 7 page letters.
I did write it took me a while to write it, but I know that Hiromi would enjoy it so much. I was happy to write it, at least I could express my feelings towards her on paper. So she enjoyed it very much.
I enjoyed it. I was so happy. Of course, I used to read his letter before I go to bed, but sometimes I thought I'd be so happy if I could hear his voice. Then I asked him for reading his letter. But when I heard that his voice from earphone, on the way home. So I almost cried. But as soon as I get home, I took a video by myself. So because I just want to say thank you for him. I cried. And I stopped soon, but he loves that video so much.
Wonderful. So Gary-san, how many photos have you received from Hiromi? Because I know that you kept sending voice message every almost day, and Hiromi, you kept sending your photo almost every day. So Gary-san, how many photos on your phone now?
I'd say I've got close to 399 or 400 of all of them of Hiromi. Some of them with Hiromi and grandchildren or daughters, but the vast majority of Hiromi in various outfits. I love every single one of them.
Okay, so your phone is Hiromi.
That's all storage space on my phone. I think.
So Hiromi-san, how many voice messages have you received?
I kept more than 1,000 because he used to send me voice messages in the morning and every night.
Wow.
But sometimes he forgot, sometimes.
That's
Twice or 3 times.
Joyce, that's right. So she reminded me of the importance of sending her a voice message. So I didn't dare forget too often.
Even we talk on Zoom, after we finish talking on Zoom, we send message. Thank you for talking with me. I enjoy so much like this.
Yeah, that is the things what I found about you, like your relationship. Both of you always appreciate to each other and saying thank you. You are the one of the couples OZMATCH that showing not only affection, but also appreciation.
I think it's very important that we show that we appreciate each other all the time because we knew we would not be able to meet for a long time. So we had to make sure that our relationship developed and so we could, our mutual respect for each other could improve and our trust for each other. And of course, our love for each other could grow, even though we could not meet in person until February. So it required effort from both of us to do that because we were restricted for so long from meeting. But all I can say is that we try our hardest to show your appreciation as often as possible, and you'll be rewarded with finally meeting your loved one. So most people won't have to wait as long as us. There's a few couples who have, but now with borders opening up, people will be able to meet a lot sooner. But they don't want to meet too soon. They want to give it a bit of time to develop on Zoom first, I think.
Do you have any advice to Australian men who want to meet Japanese women?
If I could, I want to give advice to have confidence of themselves as a man. It's the real relationship, so we can say anything we think. Sometimes we have to say no.
If you're keeping something inside that you want to tell me but you feel that you can't, then it builds up and builds up. So.
Australian men always try to discuss what to talk with her. So that's why I think we love.
Thank you very much. That is a good advice. Gary-san.
Advice I'd give to Australian men is Japanese women, they want to meet somebody who will express their love towards them. And if she has a problem, to discuss it with an Australian man. I think it's a better way to deal. Japanese women tend to be a bit shy, maybe until they sort of get to know the man. So the men should show a bit more patience and encourage the lady to talk. And also always express affection towards her. Hiromi likes it when I give her a hug every day. So that's something as simple as that, men should do. And I think that the Japanese lady would appreciate it a lot more.
And hugging is probably for you the small things, but ne, Hiromi-san, for us, it's not small things. It's really big things. Having like the feeling we are cared or we loved, and hugging is because it's not our culture. And yeah, that. And also, Garry-san, you said patient. That is also the key to have a good relationship. Thank you very much, Garry-san and Hiromi-san. Thank you for your time and then sharing your lovely relationship and experience. I really appreciate it. ありがとうございます。Thank you.
ありがとうございます。